What's up, everybody? Hey, I am hanging out at my student's place here in Toshima-en, which is up in like the northwestern part of Tokyo, and I've had some amazing hospitality. Japanese people, man, they treat me so wonderfully. And I was just watching Hikosaemon's new video where he suggests some of his favorite places to visit in Tokyo, and I'm having a little bit of breakfast watching it. Thought, man, this is great. This is big. This is actually something that could be really big if people worked together. So I'm just going to throw out a video and people can continue as they want. But I'm going to call it the HikoGuide, the ultimate tour guide of Tokyo, or ultimate YouTube tour guide of Tokyo, I guess. And the thing is that, yeah, he says at the beginning of his video it's impossible to do it how we want to do it, and I completely agree with him. I want to make a tour guide of Tokyo where I go around with a camera to every awesome place and say, go to this place, see, look at this. But you can't do it. You gotta chat to the camera because it just takes way too much time to do that, and we have lives. But what you can do is recommend the places that you like on a camera, and other people can go to those places and they can maybe shoot a video and put it as a video response, and other people can make videos recommending their places and put it as a video response, and in the end it could all be compiled as a playlist, and somebody could sit for like an hour watching all these videos before they take a trip to Tokyo, and booyah! You got an amazing tour guide of Tokyo. So, HikoGuide. Hikosaemon went over some cool places, some awesome places, some of the main spots, like Shinjuku and, main spots like that everybody has to visit and you have to get to. Now, I'm going to tell you a couple of places that I recommend, maybe a little bit off the beaten path or not exactly the main spot that people will tell you to go to. But, I love Tokyo, and I've been all over this place on foot. Hikosaemon told some places like Kagurazaka, which is an amazing place to take a walk. But I really like walking. I'm a walking nut. I love to go to a new place and just walk around. So I recommend going kind of to the old town. I would recommend go to either hongo-sanchome, which is around Tokyo University. It's called hongo-sanchome. Right around Tokyo University, you could actually walk on the Tokyo University campus. You might see some archers out there doing like traditional kyudo, traditional Japanese archery. And just around that area, I've walked out there before and just seen people playing traditional Japanese chess kind of games, just on the street, playing games. It's really like an old Japanese town. If you're interested in Japanese literature at all, Akutagawa Ryosuke, I think he was around that area. Like all these really big time names in Japanese literature, they all went to Tokyo University, and they all just hung around in bars nearby. They dropped out or were kicked out or something, ended up hanging out in bars around that area and wrote. And I actually was up there one time, and an old Japanese guy just took us and started guiding us around. I was with a friend, or with some friends, and he took us to this hill, and he showed us on this hill right here. During the bombing of Tokyo during World War II, I was running as fast as I could with my sister away from, I don't know, like fire bombs that were being blown on the wind to attack us. And my sister and I were running, and then right at this hill, the winds turned around, and the fire went back. And so, as you can see, and he pointed out to us, that on this side of the hill, there are buildings that were not burned. So really old buildings, there's still some old wooden structures, and even there was one temple, or one shrine, and half the shrine was still the old building, and then there was a new building on the other side of the hill. It was right there on the hill. So stuff like this, like you see stuff like that in hongo-sanchome. I recommend that area. Also Nippori. Nippori is a great place to go for a walk. I think I remember once saying that it was a good place for a walk, and AtomicboyX, I think, on Twitter was like, what are you talking about? I used to go there, it sucks. So maybe it's not for everybody, and maybe people don't like it, but if you like to go to like an old kind of place and take a walk, then Nippori is really cool. Ueno, Nippori, all that area. Ueno, oh my lord, there's good food in Ueno, and cheap. Like just you can get bowls of rice with fish on top of it. And like actually yesterday for lunch, I went out there and had like a chirashi don. It's kind of all the stuff from other fish and stuff, parts that didn't make such a pretty cut, but they had to cut it off the sides and stuff like that. It still tastes good. They mix all that together from like shrimp and tuna and like all kinds of squid and stuff, all kinds of cool things, and they put it on top of rice, like sushied rice. Sushied rice means with vinegar. So around Ueno you can get really good food. So actually you could do that whole thing as a walking tour. Just go to hongo-sanchome, walk to Nippori, walk to Ueno, all that area. I'd recommend make a whole day out of it and just find stuff. There's so much to be found. And then I have to give a shout out to my favorite place in Tokyo, where I lived for 3 years and absolutely love, is Takadamababa. Takadamababa is just north of Shinjuku. You can actually walk there from Shinjuku, which could be interesting too, because you have to walk through Koreatown. You walk through Kabukicho, which is the old red light district, which is a really cool place to walk. It's not really so much of a red light district now. There's still like stuff, but it's not dangerous or anything like that. And you walk through there, then you walk through Koreatown, which is Man, I've been out of Tokyo for too long. Not Shinotsuka. I want to say Shinotsuka. No, anyway, that place, Koreatown. Man, I'm an idiot. People tell me I'm an idiot in the comments. Be like, yo, why don't you know that place? You live right around the corner from it. It's Koreatown. Okay, so the name of that place, we'll walk through Koreatown and then up to Takadamababa, which is the #1 student town in Japan, I think. Every other building in Takadamababa is some kind of school. There's a lot of language schools, also Japanese language schools. So if you want to study Japanese, there's some really good schools. They tend to be dominated by Swedish and Korean people and some Chinese people. So if you want to study Japanese together with Swedish, Korean, and Chinese people, then Takadamababa is a pretty good place to go. And there's a street right in front of Takadamababa station called Sakae-dori. It's got an arch over it, so if you come out of the JR station and you see a street with an arch on it, that means like it's a shotengai. It's like a street that has a lot of shops on it. Usually any station that you're in Japan, if you walk out the station and you see an archway, that means, oh, I should probably go down that street, because that's probably where everything is happening. And Sakae-dori is cool. There's really good food. There's a Turkish restaurant there that I love. I've in some of my videos, I actually did a walk down the street one time in one of my videos. And there's a river down there, the Kanda River. You can kind of check it out. It's not amazingly beautiful, but it's a decent place to take a walk. And around that area, I really like walking around and just see all the students, the college students, Senmongakko students. So Senmongakko is like a technical college, so they're studying language, or they're studying hospitality, or they're studying there's a lot of hair salons. You guys see my my new hairstyle? I haven't put anything. I just woke up and took a shower, so it looks kind of funky, but here's my new hairstyle. Yeah, so it's a good place to go for like seeing a bunch of funky students hanging out. And I think that's enough, because that's like almost 9 minutes. So I'm going to leave it at this, and I'm going to hand the baton so people continue the Hiko Guide. Where do you love in Tokyo? Where do you love and why? Explain it a little bit. And people coming to Tokyo can take their pick. And if you want to go to one of these places, or if you go to one of these places that Hiko or I or somebody else has recommended and you really like it, then why not take a little bit of video from there and put it as a video response and put it into the playlist, HikoGuide. I would say I'll manage the playlist, but I'm on the road, so I don't know if I can. But anyway, so let's keep it going. I think this could be really cool, and I just I thought it was good that Hikosaemon did that, and I hope more people do it. And there's already videos out there, so if you have a video of one of these places that you've already posted, then why don't you put it as a video response so people can find it easily. Alright, see you later. Bye bye.